Alexander City on Thursday night down at the Ben Russell High School auditorium. That is Perry's. Anthony Jacks, the head football coach of the B.B. Comer Tigers, joining us. Coach, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good to have you with us this morning. And a big day today as we kind of wind down the fall or the summer workout programs. What's going to be going on today?
Right. Well, we look up, and this is the last week of workouts in August, and pretty much our last week of summer. We'll give our kids next week off. So today we're going to be throwing over here at Sylacauga at the stadium here, and just a little passing 7-on-7 competition today.
So, what is the purpose of this type of competition?
Well, it's just it allows you to, basically it's all passing. So it's not real football, but it lets you practice your passing plays against an opponent. It's all passing. There's no run game involved. There's no offensive lineman involved. It's just backs and receivers out there throwing around. It's just good to get get some competition during the summer instead of playing against yourself every time, and it also lets you see what you need to work on and let you work on your passing game.
We'll talk about your quarterback a little bit, who will be throwing some today.
Tyler Holmes has been playing quarterback for us all summer. He's come a long way. He's got a good arm, understands what we're trying to do in the passing game. And
how important is that to have an understanding of the game?
Well, it's very important. The quarterback's kind of got to have a little bit more understanding than everybody else on the team. They've got to be able to to diagnose coverages and know where to go 1, 2, 3 with the ball real quick. Whereas a receiver or somebody else, they just know what they have to do. A quarterback's got more options, so it's very important for them to study and know their progressions and know what coverages they're going against.
Well, you couldn't have picked a much hotter day than today with heat index values between 105 and 110. You have to be real careful with these guys.
Right, and we will. We'll make sure we got plenty of water and keep an eye on them, make sure we're not getting overheated. But it's gonna be hot out there today.
Who all is going to be participating?
We should have about 6 teams. We'll have just teams from around the area: Lincoln, TC. Sylacauga, us.
Is Fayetteville in it this
Fayetteville
time?
will be here, and there's one more I can't think of right now off the top of my head.
Of course, Coach Matt Griffith over at Sylacauga and Anthony Jacks at B.B. Comer. You guys kind of started this thing as a kind of a concerted effort last year.
Yeah, we did last year. We just kind of talked and got together and said, hey, let's see if we can do one here. Because he's got a good facility, good practice fields where we can get several teams here at a time and not have to just use one field. So we talked about it last year, and we had 7 teams over. And it went off real well, and so we want to try to do this every year. And it's a good way to kind of wrap up the summertime for us to throw in some competition for the kids and get looking ready for fall camp.
Anthony Jacks, the head football coach at B.B. Comer, I guess it's your 3rd year as head guy there, and 3rd summer camp, and gosh, it seems like we just graduated from high school and it's almost time to start again.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I'm already in my 3rd year. I mean, it seems like I just started, but I know I've gained a lot of experience, gained a lot of knowledge over these 2 or 3 years, and I'm starting to understand a little bit more about what I'm trying to do, and the kids are starting to understand what's expected of them, and it's starting to turn a little bit.
What's the main emphasis of summer camp, of summer workouts?
Well, it's just getting your kids in there and getting them to invest in your program, getting them to invest in what they're wanting to achieve and wanting to accomplish. If you don't ever invest in it, then losing won't hurt very much, and winning won't feel very good. So we're going to invest a lot and get them in there working hard and sweating together and developing that team camaraderie throughout the summer. Because they need to understand that not everybody else is up there busting their tail every day like you are. So we're getting them to invest a lot in the program.
Numbers has been an issue for several years at a lot of high schools. What about at B.B. Comer through the summer workouts and heading into fall camp?
Well, we've had steady numbers. Our numbers are not fluctuating, but we're going to be low this time. My senior class, we're only going to have about 4 or 5 seniors on this year's team. So it's a real small group as far as seniors goes. Just through the years. we've lost some along the way. When I remember this class of 7th graders, we had over 10, probably 13, 14 kids that should be playing football, but we just lost them throughout their high school career. They've not made it. So, but we'll have about 15 juniors and probably close to that same amount of sophomores on the team. So we'll be young, but our numbers are going to be steady. We're going to probably dress around 35, 36 kids on Friday night. So, but I look for those numbers to be steady, and our proportion of the kids that can actually play, we feel like we've got a high number of kids that can actually be on the field. Usually on a team of 45 or so, you may have 18, 19, 20 kids that can play. But we still feel like we've got about those same amount of numbers of kids that can play football for us.
Got a couple of kids that missed most of the season last year. How are they progressing?
Well, doing pretty good. Dylan McClure, he's looking great. He tore his ACL in the first game. First quarter, I think, of the first game last year. And,
after he scored a touchdown.
Right. So he's itching, ready to go. We got some other guys. DeMarcus Samuels he played about half the season for us before he kind of couldn't go anymore. So he's doing better. Caleb Duffy is coming back from shoulder surgery, and looking for big things out of him this year.
How important is it that these kids, whether they're seniors, juniors, sophomores, or freshmen, buy in to the program?
Oh, it's necessary. It's mandatory. I mean, they've got to buy in. If they don't buy in, if they don't come together, then we're not going to be successful. And like I said, it's my 3rd year. I've almost had them all the way. The seniors I came in, when they were 9th grade maybe. So, they are. I can tell it's a difference on the team. Especially the younger ones. The younger ones don't know anything else. They just come in. They're expecting to work every day. They don't know anything else. So that's where you start making your gains, I believe. When you don't have to, constantly try to rebuild and constantly, get a new group of juniors and seniors to buy in. These juniors and seniors that I've got, they've been with me. They understand. They know what's going on. They're coming to work every day. So it's a whole different feel to the culture of this group that we've got.
Is the passing camp, is it open to the public? Can people come watch?
Yeah, we can. And I haven't talked with Coach Griff. I'm not sure if we'll have concessions out there or anything today, but yeah, you can come.
What time does it start?
We're going to start at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So it'll be warm. So bring you an umbrella or a big hat or something like that.
Some water for sure.
Definitely some water. Yes.
You mentioned that the team will be off next week as you prepare for fall camp beginning on August 6th. What's going to happen, and what early on are you looking for as fall camp starts?
Well, you got to spend the first 3 days in helmets and shorts, and so we just kind of want to get acclimated to the heat, acclimated to actually practicing football. And then once we can kind of put the pads on, then we got to get used to hitting again. That's the main thing. We want, and so early in the fall camp, we want to be physical. We've got to get that physicalness back. And
but on the other side of the coin, you got to think, well, I got to hold my breath because our numbers and anybody can get hurt at any time.
Well, they can, and that's just kind of the nature of the beast. If you're going to play this game, there's going to be some injuries. You just hope to practice smart when you go. Live. You don't always, you go watch Alabama and people like that practice. They teach you some things about how to manage your practices and things and try to prevent the injuries while still maintaining your physicalness. So that's kind of the things that we'll do. We want to we're just going to practice smart. I mean, there's going to be times where we're going to work on hitting and things like that, but also going to be times where we're working on fundamentals and teaching and things like that.
Your staff intact for this high school football season?
Well, not exactly just yet. I'm still waiting on a couple. We may have a couple PE slots that have come open, and so I'm hoping to be able to add a couple more right before we get started.
You talk about that, and we see this from time to time. I saw not long ago where TC's, I think he was a basketball coach, left after one season, and there's always turnover, but that affects how you operate too.
It really does. I mean, the discontinuity really hurts your chances of being successful. Just because you can see it. If anytime you have a first year coach, things are it's not going to go very smoothly just because of all the logistical things that you've got to get in place. Whereas somebody that's in their third year, they don't have to necessarily deal with all that stuff. It's pretty much already, they've got their plan in place, and it's starting to come together for them. So, we want to be continuous. We want to have that continuity as much as possible.
Strength and speed, always important. They seem to be getting faster and bigger and stronger all along, and the weight program is something you can work with. Speed you can't teach, but weight you can help guys get stronger.
Right. Well, you can do a little bit, some things to help with speed. You can do some speed training, agility training, but for the most part, that's kind of what you're born with a little bit. I mean, if you're fast, you're going to be fast, and if you're not fast, you might can improve it a little bit, but you're still probably not going to be the fastest. Our kids have done a real good job in there in the weight room all summer, really. Since last football season. I mean, they've come in and said, we want to be different. We want to make a change here. We want to, have something to be proud of. And our kids have really grown in strength-wise, through the course of since December. Our kids have really bought in and sold out in the weight room, and you can tell the differences.
Anthony Jacks, the head football coach of the B.B. Comer Tigers. The passing camp is today over at the stadium and starts at 4 o'clock. 6 teams involved in that, and you're invited to participate and be a part of that and watch the kids as they get set for fall camp to start on August the 6th. I know you've been watching the Penn State situation play out in the last number of months. The NCAA lowered the boom on Penn State's football program yesterday. $60 million fine, many scholarship losses, probation for 4 years, and when you look at that and how long it had gone on. You try to, and Coach Joe Paterno was a great coach. Victories from 1998 to 2011 wiped off the board. He no longer is the most winningest coach in college football history. But how do you, even on a local level, kind of be all things to all people and keep your hand on the pulse of what all's going on?
Well, I think apparently what happened to Coach Paterno, he just kind of lost his way, in my opinion. I think he just, he lost the vision of what his job and his role was supposed to be. It started becoming, too much about football instead of, being that guy that people can trust and people can count on. That's our main job as coaches, is to develop those relationships with the young people and make sure that they know that they got somebody that they can come to and they trust, and if there's something going on, that they can come to you and talk to you about it, and not put football or winning ahead of those personal relationships, which is what we're ultimately what our job is supposed to be about.
Yeah, that's for sure. Most players that you coach on the football field will never go on to play at another level.
Right.
So you're teaching life lessons every day.
Yeah, that's right. If we can get our kids to be accountable and to show up on time and to do what they're supposed to do, and have compassion for others, then they're going to grow up and be able to keep a job and be able to have a wife and children and take care of them.
Now, you may not know the answer to this, and I may be asking this out of bounds a little bit, but are there things in place where kids are protected and you talk about coaching staff, you talk about volunteers and that kind of thing. How do you kind of make sure everybody's doing what they ought to do?
Well, everybody has to pass a background check before anybody's able to work with our student athletes, and obviously, that's not going to be a fail-safe. I mean, there's going to be people that can pass background checks. But we also have an open door policy with our kids. They can come knock on my door at any time and say, "Coach, I need to talk to you." They can, and any of our coaches, have that ability, have that capability. They can come and talk to any of our coaches anytime they need to, and that kind of is the fail-safe that we have. If there's a problem, if you're being mistreated, you need to come talk with one of us. Go find an adult and come talk to us so we can get the problem fixed.
Anthony Jacks, the head football coach of the B.B. Comer Tigers, our guest this morning. The passing camp is today over at the stadium. Starts at 4 o'clock. Fall camp begins on August the 6th. And I know it's an exciting time as you head toward fall camp and new faces on the schedule of BB Comer this year.
Yeah, that's right. We've got an interesting schedule this time. We lost some really big. We lost Clay County. We lost Hanley. Were the main two that.
Some of those are glad to lose.
Right. So, but we've got some new teams on there. Kind of excited to play, get some new blood. We'll be playing Montevallo again. We played them about 3 years ago. We got Tarrant, who we haven't played. We got Midfield, who I don't think we've ever played. We got Trinity out of Montgomery back on the schedule. We picked up Thorsby from over in Chilton County. So we got some new teams that we haven't seen in a while on the schedule. So we're excited to get after them.
Is there a fall jamboree?
Yes, we'll be playing at Talladega the first week of the jamboree season. We'll be playing at Talladega.
Okay. All right, Coach Anthony Jacks, good luck in the season. We'll talk again soon, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right, more on Daybreak coming up right after you watch this.